Hey guys, this is Cam from 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another One Piece anime episode, anime episodes review for you guys because I missed the last two episodes. So I'm doing a double episode review for you guys where I'm talking about episode 1027 and then 1028. Both were fire episodes. And both of the episodes where the captain and his right hand man absolutely gave us some very visually stunning displays. Zoro in episode 1027, and then Luffy in episode 1028. And then next week, we're getting pretty much the filler episodes. Or the filler, I think it's two filler episodes that lead into One Piece Film Red, which have yet to come out. Well, it's already out in Japan and it's actually doing fairly good over there. Not shocking, it's One Piece. But when we get it, well, there you go. So yeah, fine. It is what it is. It kind of the filler episode kind of counteracts the 1 week break we're getting for the manga for One Piece right now. So yes, but anyways. Let's talk about episode 1027 first. So episode 1027 picks up right where the last episode left off there, and it was Big Mom pretty much falling, looking like she's falling to her death. And that's what happens. She falls into the water, into the ocean, and that's what pretty much happens. Killer is holding off Napoleon, Zoro is holding off Prometheus, and Zeus is pretty much locked up in the cage, in this metal cage that Kid has, and Kid's just laughing. He's like, ha ha ha, we finally did it. Pretty much, we won. You won't be able to save her. And pretty much Law is like, yep, the sea will take her life now. Yeah, I can see why people would have an issue with this. Like, we've seen it in the past where Devil Fruit users have pretty much, they've passed out the moment like after a bit they've taken in some water and stuff like that, and the moment they just had the thing where they would just pass out and die. We have it to where Big Mom, she manages to live in the nick of time, and stuff like that, which I can understand why some people would be upset. But then again, when you look at the defeat of what an emperor should be, it's not very climactic, I guess you can say. It would make it feel more anticlimactic. So yeah, that's the whole thing and everything that's going on. In the meantime too, Luffy has been knocked out again. He is absolutely knocked out. There is no eyeballs. His eyes have just gone white. Knocked out and everything. And we see later in the episode, Kaido makes a mention. He's like, that look, you're giving me the same look you gave me when I knocked your ass out the first time when you first came to Wano. That was after when, if you remember, when Luffy went Gear 4 against him and he knocked him out with a Thunder Bagra, the first match they had, or the first fight they had in Wano, and stuff like, and things like that. But what happens is pretty much Kaido's seeing this, what's going on, and he's like, fucking Lin, you are such a weakling. You are such a dumbass. How could you let these fools fake you out like that? I guess I'll have to take things into my own hands. So he charges at Zoro to get Zoro away from stop cutting Prometheus. In the meantime, even though Zoro's cutting Prometheus, he can't kill him, and stuff like and things like that. I gotta stop saying and stuff like that. Man, it really freaking irritates me now that I think about it. But yeah, he charges in. And he pretty much fires a shot at Zoro, which makes Zoro back off. Then gets Prometheus to fly and go on. Eventually Napoleon gets on top of Prometheus, and they pretty much go diving deep into the water to save Big Mom, and they do that. Now, don't know how. It has to be something from Big Mom's Devil Fruit that's keeping Prometheus alive, because by logic, the moment fire touches water, it should be evaporated. It should be gone. Now, maybe Prometheus can only be in the water for a short period of time, but this guy was in the water. Okay. Manages to save Big Mom. So Big Mom's still alive. She pretty much spits out all the water that she intaked when she was pretty much drowning. And we even covered to the Polar Tang, and we see Law's crew see this, and he's like, damn it, they're still alive. Or Big Mom's still alive. I thought that surely was the end of it. And pretty much they make a mention like, well, this is an emperor, so they're not gonna be taken down that easy. And things like that. In the meantime, you know, Zoro's kind of talking to Kid. He's like, yo, why'd you do that, man? Who cares about me and everything? Because when this happened, Law switched out Zoro with his room ability to be able to save Zoro from pretty much dang near getting killed almost. And also too, even before this, before everything that happened, Law's looking at Zoro and he sees the mention that Zoro looks fairly exhausted. And he's like, he's such an idiot because remember, Zoro took that freaking Emperor's attack and still managed to live from it. And even Law's like, that attack could have broke every damn bone in his body. So pretty much Zoro is like on his reserves. He's on whatever fumes he got left fighting in the tank. So yeah, but going back to the real time, Zoro's like, dude, why'd you do that? And pretty much Law's like, listen, dude, I'd rather the plan fail than one of us die, because if one of us dies, well then that's one man down, and that's a lower percentage chance of us winning. So I don't care the plan fails, we need everybody alive. Kid on the meanwhile, he goes with Killer. He's like, don't worry about that, I'll go take out Big Mom and stuff like that. He gets his metal, he gets all the, you know, metal stuff, you know, that he uses Devil Fruit to connect to, and then he's waiting on Big Mom. Big Mom, who's coming back up to Onigashima, pretty much, you know, is like, thank you, Prometheus, thank you, Napoleon. Where the fuck is Zeus? And pretty much both Napoleon and Prometheus both make the mention how weak Zeus is, and Prometheus is like, hey mom, excuse me, hey mama, I want a girlfriend. And it looks like we're left off in this episode. Oh man. Left off in this episode with Big Mom creating the new homie she will be making. That will eventually more than likely looks to replace Zeus. Zeus is still trapped in the metal box, so that's kind of the thing there. But in the meantime, like I said, Kaido's looking over Luffy's lifeless body, and he's just wondering, what should I smash first? Those eyes or your brain? And then that's when Zoro, he gets up, he's like, hey Kaido. He charges up his Haki to pretty much, I'm guessing, full power. He's like, why don't, before you get my captain, why don't you freaking try to smash my brains in? And this time, Zoro brings back a technique we have not seen since the Enies Lobby arc, and that's Ashura, the Nine Swords style. Which, this was freaking crazy. The animation was dope, man. It was freaking dope. It was badass stuff. Zoro charges in at Kaido, and he actually does a fairly good attack in terms of damage. Although Kaido doesn't look much affected after the attack. He was pretty much left with a fairly deep scar, and my goodness, you could say in a way the anime over-exaggerated, because after Kaido got cut, like, my goodness, you've probably seen the most blood in One Piece in like quite a while, because after Kaido got cut, just this, his chest just explodes with blood and everything. And Zoro thought, oh, I must have did a good attack, but you know, Kaido just turns like, that actually stung a bit, actually. That actually quite hurt. And Zoro's like, I just wanted to see you fall down, man. And pretty much he collapses over because he's pretty much wiped out. He's down. And pretty much Kaido's like, you should be proud of what you did. You actually left a scar on my chest, so I'll give you credit. But now it's time to die. Law tries to interject, but freaking Law gets pushed back thanks to a Thunder Bakura attack from Kaido. and pretty much Kaido's just looking around at all the carnage he's caused. He thinks Luffy gets back up, but he thinks he's down, Zoro's down, Law's down. He's like, I wish you guys would just stop trying to fight me, man. We could actually work together and obtain the goal that we want to obtain if you guys just work with me. Then Luffy gets back up and he's like, you join you? Please. That's not happening. That's in a cold day. That'll be a cold day in hell before that happens. And pretty much, Luffy's just saying, you're gonna have to kill me because I'm not gonna freaking join your group. And stuff like that. And he pretty much says, listen, I'm gonna kick your ass at all costs we got. And we love the samurai, and that's why we're doing this. And that's pretty much where the episode ends off. Which leads into episode 1028, which I'll get into a few seconds real quick. Okay, back. I also forgot to make a mention. After Zoro cut Kaido, pretty much Kaido made the mention is like, hey, you have color the Supreme King, which is Conqueror's Haki. And Zoro's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Which was an obvious hint to the start of the raid. If you remember, when they first got into the into Onigashima, Zoro had the moment where he knocked out a bunch of beast pirates using Conqueror's Haki. So not only Luffy has Conqueror's Haki, Zoro is somebody that has Conqueror's Haki as well. I don't think Zoro just knows he has Conqueror's Haki, which is absolutely shocking. Maybe at some point later down in the story, he'll realize that he actually has Conqueror's Haki. But it's actually really cool that we have two crewmates on the Strides that know Conqueror's Haki. Anyways. Episode 1028. So a lot of shit freaking happens in this episode. And again, visually stunning moment when it comes to One Piece. One of the stuff that they just magnify. One of the best scenes that comes out of the manga. So the Big Mom stuff. Okay, the Big Mom stuff. So she ends up making a homie from her soul. We'll literally see how she does it and everything. And all we see is it looks like it's another electricity-like type of, homie. More than likely, it might be another thundercloud. The only thing we see is its freaking lips, and we hear its voice and everything. Pretty much, Big Mom charges it up to attack Kid and Killer. Kid and Killer see this. They're like, oh shit, we got to get the fuck out of here because this is a problem. They get attacked. They actually get taken down and back into Onigashima to one of the lower floors. And it actually creates a little bit of a, I guess you can say a little bit of an earthquake and stuff like that. So, yeah. So that's the whole thing that's happening. Now, Kid and Killer, they're still alive. They get back up. But the thing is, they hear Big Mom on the floor beneath them. And pretty much Big Mom remembers what Kid did to her at the start of the fight and everything, and she just wants to get revenge on Kid, and she wants to kill Kid. Otherwise, it's not going to put her at peace, pretty much. So that's kind of the thing. So they're running to go. They're running to go try to find Big Mom and take her out, but they end up running to Basil Hawkins. Now, Kid is like, "You're dumbass. Okay, listen, dude. I'm gonna kick your ass right now because what you did, you betrayed us and stuff like that." And pretty much Hawkins like, listen, I'm just doing what the cards told me. And that, listen, guess what? Apu betrayed us too, so why are you getting on my case? I just freaking sided with the enemy because I just sided with Kaido because guess what? It was the best interest of not losing my life and not losing, so I went that way. So it looks like Kid and Killer are gonna fight Hawkins together. But Killer tells Kid, no, you go ahead, go find Big Mom, and you go fight her. I'll be the one to take out Hawkins and stuff like that. So Kid goes on, and Hawkins is like, huh, that was really stupid of you. You actually had a good chance to actually defeat me if you both work together. But a loss, you're not going to be working together. That means this should be a fairly easy W for me. And pretty much Killer remembers everything that's happened to him and stuff to this point, and pretty much he tells Hawkins, "You need to shut the hell up. I'm about to kill you right now," and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where we left off on that note. We actually do cut over to Nami, Otama, and Usopp. They're still running away from page one. They try to do some attacks to shake off page one, but that doesn't work. He ends up grabbing onto Komachi, and the thing is, they're just spraying through walls. It ends up having page one break, fall off of that and stuff like that. That's kind of where that whole aspect is going. So yes, now cutting back to the top of Onigashima in terms of the fight, what we have here is Luffy pretty much saying, "Listen, you're a dumbass if you think that we're gonna join you. I'm gonna kick your ass at all costs, yada yada yada." What I said at the end of my episode 1027 review. I'm just like that. Now, Luffy makes the mention. He's like, when I got hit by you, it took me a while, but I realized this. You infuse Conqueror's Haki into your weapon, don't you? And that's why, let's just say, we see all this electricity, exuding from his club. At the same time, it makes more sense to why characters like Luffy, who get hit by this, get easily, very badly damaged, or if not, they get one-shotted, because this guy's not only hitting with his straight-up power, he's infusing Conqueror's Haki in his freaking club, which I would only imagine, just doing it for just standing from some, we see characters when they do Conqueror's Haki, just standing knocks out men, but good God, characters that probably have like a high resistance to it probably get knocked out because of it, because they be getting hit with this club, infused with Conqueror's Haki. And good God, that must go to show you that Kaido must have did a lot of crazy training, or has a lot of freaking potential just to infuse his Conqueror's Haki in his own weapon. And I think even Kaido makes a mention of the fact there's only a small amount of people that know how to do this, and there's only a small amount of people that actually know about this secret and stuff like that, which goes to show you, maybe we're gonna see some characters in the future of the story who have weapons actually be able to infuse their Conqueror's Haki within their weapons. Which that just makes them OP and stuff like that. But you get this visually animated scene as Kaido's charging at Luffy, and pretty much Luffy remembers the teachings that Old Man Hio taught him how to do, in terms of his Ryuo training and stuff like that. He tells him recall all your past failures and stuff like that. The simple things we've seen before and everything and stuff like that. Again, visually animated scene, one of the best animated looking scenes in all of frickin' One Piece. That's why I say these episodes, 1027 and then 1028, they were back to back, god tier animation and stuff like that. And Luffy manages to get off the hit that he needs to get off it using his fist of Rio in it and stuff like that without even touching Kaido, and Law makes a mention of this and everything. Kaido drops his club, he's on the ground like this, his club's moved over to the side. Law's watching all this. Luffy gets back down and he tells Law, "Hey man, thank you for defending me and stuff like that, but you can head down now and tell the others, don't worry, I'm gonna defeat Kaido." So pretty much this leads into the fact that it looks like going forward it's gonna be Luffy versus Kaido one-on-one, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where the episode ends off, and that's pretty much it. Simple stuff. I enjoyed both episodes. I loved both episodes. They were both great in their own individual ways and stuff like that. And I definitely can't wait for more. But in terms of the canon content, it's gonna be a while. I think we have 2 filler episodes, like I made the mention at the start of this episode review, that we're gonna get 2 filler episodes that focus on One Piece Film Red storyline and stuff like that. In terms of, I guess in a way, prequel stuff. One Piece has done this before. They did this with One Piece Film Gold. They did this with One Piece Film Stampede a few years back. I think they did this a few years ago with One Piece film Z. It was only they only make a little slight reference to it. But they've done these episodes for the most recent, One Piece movies, the last 3 One Piece movies, where they have these filler episodes that are kind of just a lead into the movie and stuff and things like that. If you want to watch it, I'm gonna review those episodes because it's new content and it leads up to the movie, which when the movie comes out, I will be reviewing. And if you're wondering if I'm gonna review the other One Piece films, I will review the other One Piece films. I gotta find time in my schedule to review the other One Piece films. Because I know when One Piece Stampede came out, I was going to review that, but then I got sick after and that was way back when I was still in college. Well, I'm doing my master's now, but I was still getting my undergrad degree, my bachelor's degree. For college, and I still remember, like, my schedule was I was going to review One Piece film Stampede, but I never got to it because the next day I was going to see a second showing of it the next day, and I ended up getting sick because of it, and I never got a chance to get around and review it. So yeah, I will. When One Piece film Red comes out, I will be reviewing it. But next week, there's gonna be filler episodes, and like I said, if you read the manga for One Piece, it kind of cancels it out because guess what? The manga's going on break and everything. All the Shonen Jump's going on break. So yeah, that's good. But look forward to next week and get my thoughts, which will be, I guess you can say this week or this past week, it was the One Piece film Red came out in Japan. So excuse me. I would say these filler episodes are the anime debut of Uta, but I'm like, no, the movie came out, so Uta's anime debut came out pretty much this past week. Which, like I said, I'm hearing good things about it. It's actually hitting the box office is really damn good. Which, of course, it's One Piece. And I guess if you want to compare Dragon Ball and One Piece, I definitely believe this movie's doing a lot more in the box office than Dragon Ball Superhero. And things like that, which I will be seeing next week. Can't wait and things like that. So yeah, but anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on the past 2 weeks One Piece anime episodes. Sorry for getting these episode reviews out later than usual, but hey, busy life, stuff like that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Till then, guys, catch you guys in the next video and see you guys on the next One Piece anime episode review. Till then, guys, peace.